Hi everyone, I'm John Grimmett, a man from Village Earth, and this week it's time for us to start heading a little bit toward home. No, we're not there yet, but our home at this point happens to be in the Philippines, and more specifically, my wife's hometown, Pagsanjan, Samar. Now, Samar is a beautiful island, and Pagsanjan has a beautiful ferry port. I wanted to use this opportunity today to talk a little bit about how we have managed to progress, even under the Philippine lockdown. Now, as I just mentioned right before the intro, the island of Samar is a very beautiful place. It's located in the eastern Visayas. It's very close to Leyte Island, which was a major site for a World War II battle. Now, you can get to Samar in a number of different ways. Because it's locked down, we're not actually able to travel there. But if we were not in lockdown, we might fly. We could also drive from Manila down through southern Luzon and on to the island of Samar, taking a ferry across from Luzon to the island, and then continuing our drive on into Sarah's hometown of Pagsanjan. You could also fly into Tacloban, which is on the neighboring island of Leyte, and then take a ferry or take the bridge across onto the island of Samar. Now, this is where we're going today, but virtually only. We're not actually traveling there. We are not actually in Samar at this moment. When we do finally get there, we'll certainly be making a lot of videos about the people and my wife's hometown. And here, by the way, is my wife, Sarah Lapiceros Grimmett. You can see right away why I'm so nuts about her. We left Daegu, Korea on Friday, February 21. Not only my wife, our son, and me, but also our 2 cats. Now, on the day we left, we had no idea that the coronavirus was attacking the city of Daegu. Nor did we know that that very weekend, Daegu would become the largest virus cluster outside of China at that time. We simply were not thinking on the day we left about how severe the coronavirus would become, or how severe it already was. We were thinking that maybe we had just escaped the worst of it. This was far from the reality that we would soon start living through in the Philippines. We had plans. We'd arranged to stay for a month in a condo called Cypress Towers in Taguig, and during that 1 month, we would begin searching for a new house in the Philippines. Although the unit we were renting had its problems, lack of maintenance from the owner mainly, we were having fun there. It was noisy on the 17th floor where the unit was located, but we had amenities as well. And for at least 2 weeks, we were able to enjoy the city around us. But then, in the 3rd week, around March 10, notice came from the government, from the highest level, through the news and by word of mouth. Manila was about to shut down. So we rushed. Instead of staying for 1 month in Cypress Towers, we began a 3-day search to find another residence as soon as possible. We targeted Quezon City, as that was near Sarah's family in Bulacan Province, and in Caloocan, another municipality within Metro Manila. And thanks to Sarah's family in Caloocan, we were able to find a house. After 3 days of searching in neighborhoods high and low, we took the best of what we found, and we moved within a week, in place by March 15. Then we had just 3 days to supply our house with basic furnishings, our beds, a living room set, a kitchen dining set, a wardrobe, a couple of desks, a refrigerator, and a small air conditioner. Then on March 17, everything stopped. Total lockdown. Public transportation stopped. All stores except supermarkets and pharmacies closed. Social distancing with long queues and seating started. We were actually out in the mall, having lunch at Jollibee when the lockdown rolled over us like a tsunami, shutting everything down in steps while we were in the middle of business. When we entered the restaurant, they were taking orders, dine in or take out. By the time we placed our order, only takeout was possible, as restaurants were changing quickly according to the messages they received from authorities. And that particular Jollibee in the mall did not open the next day. Now, given all of this instant stoppage in everyone's lives, you might be wondering, how can John talk about making progress in times like these? Well, to find out, let's go back to Korea, where this all began. You see, 3 months before we left Korea, we began packing. By the time we were finished, we had 12 jumbo boxes and a couple of other packages to ship to Korea. A jumbo box, in case you're wondering, is a large box that fits international standard dimensions. It is the largest unit of packaging that can be shipped by sea or plane. The boxes, in turn, are loaded into cargo containers for their seagoing voyage. Jumbo boxes are extremely popular among Filipino overseas workers who use them to pack their own possessions when moving or to send gifts and necessities back to their families. Our possessions were a combination of these two purposes, both for us to eventually retrieve, but most of it to remain with Sarah's family, helping them to furnish their newly built home in Pagsanghan. And here is the progress I'm talking about. We received great news on Monday, May 12. Our shipment had arrived in Tacloban on the island of Leyte. In fact, when we called the UMAC branch in Tacloban to find out whether our boxes had perhaps gotten into the country, we were told that they were already on a truck and that the shippers had actually attempted delivery. Unfortunately, they had been blocked at a checkpoint at the bridge crossing over to Samar. The next step required some ingenuity. Sarah's family considered contacting their local police station to try to get permission for the truck to pass through that checkpoint. But police explained to them that the checkpoint on the bridge was not the only one, and that they would have to get permission for every checkpoint in Samar. Not a likely prospect. The solution? Hire a boat instead. Offload the boxes into a boat at the mouth of Gandara River, always the most efficient avenue of transport into Pagsanghan. Complete the journey by river taxi. The boxes arrived at the home of Sarah's family on Tuesday, May 12, and what a busy time they have had since then. A joyful time full of surprises and only a few disappointments. It has kept Sarah busy and a little bit stressed over messenger and phone, checking contents and giving instructions where needed on what to do with many of the things that we sent, assembling bookshelves and bicycles, for example. So there we have it. Success after much worry. Closure. We are ready for the next step. Now, though we had this one success, there are still many things we would like to do but can't. Though we have most basic furnishings, we have not been able to get everything we would like to complete the house we live in. But even there, we have made some slow progress. Sarah orders small housewares over a website called Lazada, which takes cash on delivery. If lockdown continues much longer, we'll start ordering larger items from there too. And we have recently made contact with a driver we can pay to help us go to SM Megamart more easily. And SM Megamart sells a lot of furniture too. We may be able to get some things we need there. And here's another point. All of this packing and moving started in Korea way back in November. Why? Job prospects in China. Originally, our plans were to move to the Philippines, set up a home base there, but then also to look for work in China and to be there by autumn 2020. That now has been put off indefinitely. Maybe in 2022, we'll have to see. Now, perhaps you have similar stories that you can tell during the lockdown you are in. Perhaps you started projects that you've put off for years. Maybe you've developed your relationships with your family. It's not all happy for sure. It's hard to stay inside all the time. Stresses are bound to build and may occasionally pop. But there it all is, the love of family, nevertheless. So do not be discouraged or lie alone in despair. You have gifts and talents. You can write, read books, do some gardening, learn to cook, start a YouTube channel. The opportunities are actually immense while under lockdown. I'm John Grimmett, a man from Village Earth. See you again very soon.